Okay, so this is day 7, and this feeds off of what we did yesterday for day 5. Remember, day 6 is a math lab activity. So today we're talking about this new term, constant of proportionality. It's just a fancy way of saying the unit rate. And remember, the unit rate is something over 1, whatever it is per 1. And because it's a constant, math people like to use the letter K, as I guess it's funny, because constant sort of sounds like the letter K to start with. Anyway, so we're going to just be doing this by dividing B divided by A like we've been doing this whole time. Okay? You can also find it from a graph. And then we have to practice that. That's the new stuff. Okay, so Suzette and Margot are preparing some crepes for their students. The recipe makes 20 crepes with a certain amount of milk, eggs, flour. So 2 eggs for 20 crepes. So 20 crepes with 2 eggs. Okay, you got to put the 2 on the bottom because you can't have part of an egg. All right, so right away you're like, oh, what's my constant of proportionality? What's my unit rate? Well, that's easy. That's going to be 20 divided by 2, which is 10 crepes per egg. Right? And that's what that means. That's what this constant, in the context of the problem, you can make 10 crepes with 1 egg. Okay? And then how many eggs do I need to make 50 crepes? Well, that's easy. 5 times 10 is 50, so 5 times 1. So 10 over 1 equals 50 over how many? And that's going to be 5 eggs. So that's easy enough. Okay. I'm going to keep moving on here. So I have this graph. We did this yesterday, right? We could graph that, but because in time I'm going to slip down here. Well, actually, I'm probably going to do it. So here we go. This is days. This is going to be my X. This is going to be my Y. X is going to be days, and Y is going to be numbers of bottles. So Y's got to go all the way up to 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to spread that out a little bit. 1, that was 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. So I have 1, 4. I have 2, 8. I have 3, 12. And I have 4, 16. That looks pretty straight to me. All right, so here it is. Like this. It's pretty straight. Goes through the origin, so it's a proportional relationship. So what's my constant of proportionality? Or I'm just going to use K because that's easier to write than constant of proportionality. So that's going to be 4 over 1. Right? That's what I have. 4 over 1. I need it over 1. Okay, what if I give you a graph? Can you tell me a table? Can you tell me the constant of proportionality from this graph? Well, let's fill out this table first. We have X and Y, right? What's on the X-axis? Right, minutes. So I have minutes, and then I have miles. Okay, so I'm looking at this dot right here that's big and fat. So what are those numbers? That's got 2 for the X and 10 for the Y. The next one, this big dot here, has 4 for the X and 20 for the Y. And then it has 6 for the X, 30 for the Y, 8 for the X, 40 for the Y, and 10 for the X, and 50 for the Y. So now what's my unit rate? What's my K? Well, I can try to get it from the graph or take any of these points. I put them in a table, so it's easy. So what is 10 divided by 2? Remember, it's always B divided by A, or it's Y divided by X, right? Same thing, and that's what K is. So this is going to be 5 over 1. So 5 miles for every 1 minute. That makes sense. Okay, so I look here, and I've got more dots. What if I don't have the dots? What if I have to find them myself? Well, you want to find a spot where the line crisscrosses at the corners. In other words, like right here, do you see this? See how the line is right there on the corner? So that would be one spot, and I would call that 3, 4. 3, 4. So X and Y, 3, 4, because that's 3 on the X-axis, 4 on the Y-axis. And now I keep looking. Now I keep looking. Do I have any other places that look like? Does this look like? No. This one? No. This one? Yes. Pretty close. That's what it's supposed to be. Because look, that's 6, 8. And you're like, oh yeah, that should definitely be one. Because 3 times 2 is 6 and 4 times 2 is 8. The next one should be at 3 times 3, which is 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9. And I go up. Does that look like it's on the corner? It's a little close. So 9 and then 12. That should fit the pattern though. 9, 12. So now what's my constant of proportionality? What's K? Well, it's not going to be a nice number, is it? Nope. It's going to be 4 divided by 3, which is 1 1/3 for my constant. Okay, and last one here. I look at this, and again, I have to find the points. So I look at this, and I go, like, oh, here's one. Notice this is going to be 4, 5. So 4, 5. This is X, Y. The next one, then, notice that's not very good. If I double both of those, I get 8, 10. Is that on my graph? 8, 10, yep, way up here. Notice no place else does it cross at a corner. So 8, 10 would be the only other one there. And then, of course, K is equal to 5 divided by 4, which is 1 1/4